Hello, Gia.
Hello, Keisha. Hello, everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody's out there and
Yeah,
and they're all over the place, our people. Our
I
lovely,
know.
lovely people.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Gotta
Yeah.
say gotta say hello and hope everybody's doing okay in Ukraine. I mean, we have our steady Ukrainian listeners
Oh,
now, which
right.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so hang in there. Hopefully I don't know what's going to happen. It's hard to say
I
these
know.
days what's going to
It is
happen,
hard
but
to, yeah.
hopefully we can provide a little, I don't know what, escape.
Levity, a little topical
Levity.
levity, maybe.
Absurdity,
We
levity wrapped in
levity.
absurdity.
We can't levitate, but we could provide
No,
levity.
certainly
Yeah.
not. No. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and the other thing I wanted to mention is just a farewell to Gene Hackman, which was
Oh, yeah. That sounds awful. I don't know really
I
the circumstances yet.
I
I didn't.
know. I mean, I haven't checked in a few hours, but I'm like, what's
Yeah.
coming out about this next? It's so.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's gosh, he was great in so many things,
Yeah.
and
He did so many things.
yeah,
And
and
that reminds me, we didn't bid farewell to Roberta Flack the other day,
oh
and she
yeah,
was
yeah,
also a great.
yeah.
My favorite Roberta Flack song was "The Closer I Get to You" with Donny Hathaway. Love that
Oh, that
song.
is a lovely song, isn't it? I've
Yeah, isn't
forgotten
it?
about that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
she has just a haunting voice. I mean, "Killing Me
Yes,
Softly" is the one
exactly,
that
exactly. Yep, yep.
and that
Hmm.
song to me, it's like it almost gives me chills.
Yeah,
It's like
me too.
it's almost creepy. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Anyway,
So,
losing some good people, but
some legends. Yep. Yep.
anyway, okay,
Anyway.
back to our little show.
Our little show,
Yeah,
which really seems insignificant sometimes.
yeah. I feel kind of distant from. I had a few things I wanted to say. I noticed a few continuity um
Issues?
blips. I thought like, and I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you because maybe I miss did we see Brennan with almost a clean shaven look and then back with a beard kind of goatee thing
Oh,
today, or did
yeah.
I
No,
dream
you
that?
might. Gosh, I don't know. That's a tough one, Gia, because I kind of watch and then rewatch, and so I don't know
Oh, well,
if I'm
maybe
a
somebody
good.
out there would have noticed, but
Probably, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I kind of, because I remember thinking, looking at him, um, day before today,
Mm-hmm.
which would be
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
Thanks for breaking that down.
God, awkward. Um, and looking at him and thinking, now, didn't he have a beard? Because he looked different. And then I was
Uh-huh.
pondering, like, does he look better with a beard? I'm not sure, and
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
today he looked like he still had the full. So I thought, okay, maybe we had a little
Huh.
like filming blip there, and they thought nobody
Maybe.
noticed. But eagle eye me, I think I
Eagle
noticed.
eye, yeah. If he'd been a plant, you would have noticed.
Right, exactly.
Like if the plant had been pruned, you would have been the first person to notice that.
Pruned, yeah.
What does that mean? Never
I don't
mind.
know. It's
I
just
don't.
a weird.
We don't have to pull at
It's
that
just a
thread.
weird word. Sometimes I just laugh about words. And the other
Mhm.
thing, this is not like I don't know. When Joss was at the police station, not today, but I think yesterday,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then suddenly she like just went into the transporter room, and then she was at Brennan's office, and we never saw
Yeah.
her. And it was like, how did they do that time? Like it was like they
Yeah.
forgot to get her there,
Mhm.
but the
Yeah.
action at the police station still carried on. And it was like, how did she
Right,
get?
right. Yeah, I did feel like did I did I sort of start daydreaming or something and miss a scene in
No,
here or
no, it was
something?
like just a jarring lack of transition or something.
Yeah, yeah, there seems to be like a bit of a nonchalance when it comes to those concepts these days.
Yeah, and we're watching. Come on. Treat us with some respect. Not necessarily the respect we're due, but
Well, yeah, and would that be
yeah.
more or less?
Treat us with more than what we're due,
Oh,
I
yeah,
would hope.
yeah, yeah, please, yeah.
those were
Yeah.
just two little things that stood. Oh, the third thing that stood out to me, and then I thought it
Mhm.
was okay, was
Mhm.
that you know how Felicia had that lovely updo with the like
Mhm. Yeah.
tendrils of curled hair coming down?
Yes.
Well,
Uh-huh.
that had fallen like 6 or 8 inches today.
Oh,
Did
okay.
you notice that?
No, no, I didn't, I have to
It
say.
was still
I think I was
pretty.
focused on her face.
Oh, well, it was still pretty, but it had deflated or something.
Oh,
And then I
okay.
thought, well, she's had to go through a long day, so it probably was up in the morning, and
Yeah,
then
could be.
gravity worked on it all day.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
But I thought that's probably a danger with the hair department. Like if you do
Mhm.
something complicated and then you
How
have
do
to
you maintain
replicate it
it?
for the next
Yeah,
scene,
that's true too, yeah, huh.
yeah.
Gosh, we're really taking a deep dive into,
None of
General
this
Hospital.
is in the least bit important. And that's
Especially
kind of like that's what you can count on me for.
well,
Like
yeah, I think the 2 of us, bring some I don't know if interesting is not the word, but some unusual content, maybe?
a little whimsy,
A
maybe.
little
I don't know.
whimsy, and it's especially ridiculous if you saw us and saw our hair and how little
I know.
attention we pay to it ever,
I
then
know.
but
Mm.
anyway, so getting just a teeny bit deeper, than you did,
Yeah,
I
please
would
go
just
ahead.
well, I would just
Save
like to
me.
say that, it seems like all of a sudden, whatever sale or Salvation Army bag of sweaters Lulu
Oh
found, all
yeah,
of a
another
sudden
turtleneck.
everybody has sweaters on.
Yeah, but you know whose sweater I liked a lot was Jordan. I thought Jordan was rocking her sweater, leather, pleather skirt look today.
It just still seems striking to me that all of a sudden there's sweaters everywhere. I didn't know what to make of that, and
Well,
I
who
felt
else?
a
We
little.
had her in a sweater and
um
Lulu.
Yeah, yeah, somebody else. Yeah, well, Trina briefly had a pink sweater, but that was
Oh
slightly
yeah,
different. It wasn't like
yeah.
a big, like, heavy cable knit or
No,
anything
it
like
was sort
that.
of
A bit
a button
delicate.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but it was, I don't know, I found it alarming, to be honest.
Don't you know that it's sweater weather?
I know more than most of those people on this show, but I still never wear a sweater.
Looking back, I used to wear sweaters like, I mean, the biggest, like, I mean, like the freaking Cosby Show. I was like huge sweaters, like massive. I remember I had this like massive pink roll neck J. Crew
Yeah,
sweater that I coveted.
oh, I think I might have had that sweater too. I
Yeah,
think
and
I threw it in
my
the dryer though,
friend,
and
yeah, my friend Denise was always like stealing it from me. You know,
Ah,
Denise.
oh,
And
sure, sure.
yeah, like so I was
Mhm.
like, damn it, so I'd get up and I'd see her on campus or something, and she'd
Uh-huh.
be wearing my sweater. God.
Jeez.
But anyway,
Wow.
like my point being, like now I can't imagine wearing
Yeah,
a sweater of any
yeah.
like I don't know. I don't know how I did it. The
We can't be
turtlenecks and the
contained by a sweater.
well, I guess it's just old lady shit that, you're like
Maybe.
can't fathom, I got to be able to tear out of the clothing really fast.
I'm
And
not
not
gonna
for any
finish
naughty
that.
purposes that
I know. I flashed back on you putting the saddle on your husband. Like, whoa. Let's wait till we're like 10 minutes in before we start talking like that.
Anyway, yeah, I was gonna do a shout out to Jordan's outfit. I thought she was.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always like lovely in
Yeah.
whatever, but I thought that was
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
textural contrast of the shiny
Mhm.
pleather and then the sweater was pretty
Okay.
cool.
Okay. And, conversely, I would like to say that, um, Curtis drew the short
Oh,
straw and he got to wear the
yeah,
blue
the blue
blazer.
jacket. I don't think it's the same one though.
I okay, but maybe they got like a whole bunch of them in different sizes, but it all has the same effect, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's like a soft structure or something on
Yeah,
him, and and he's so muscular, and it just
yeah.
sits weirdly. Yeah,
We
it's
yeah,
not good.
blazers, we established that you can't wear them if you're muscly. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, not like that. No, it's yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I saw that and I thought about you because I thought, oh, that's going to be bothering her, and it just looks so mushy. Like you want a little
Yeah.
structure in the
Structure. Yeah.
shoulders,
And
and it
also, yeah, it looks short. Like, yeah, it just was
yeah,
ill-fitting. Yeah. That's too
yeah,
bad. Because I'm liking him more these days, sort of
yeah.
a
I was
bit
kind of
more.
wondering if they were teaming him up with Jordan to like do a rescue of Jordan, like to reignite that.
Yeah.
Does he still
Yeah.
have feelings for Jordan? I don't know.
I know. I was thinking, yeah, I was having a lot of similar thoughts. Like there was a scene where
Mhm.
Jordan was hanging out with Portia and they were talking about, Cyrus being dead. And I thought, well, it's kind of nice that they're getting along and there doesn't seem to be anything, in the air about,
Yeah, right.
past situations. But then I was also thinking, yeah, Curtis is working closely with Jordan now. And will Portia be able to just keep her cool? You
Yeah, or
know?
maybe she will keep her cool this time thinking, "Oh, there's nothing," and maybe there will be
Yeah.
something,
Oh, yeah. True. True.
I don't
Uh-huh.
know. That seems like
Yeah.
they've been throwing them together a lot, Jordan and
Mhm. Yeah.
Curtis.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But yeah, he is more like they've given him something to do a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
partly it.
Mhm.
Take
Yeah.
Drew down.
Take Drew down. Yeah, we're all for that, right?
Yeah. On the Cyrus thing, I'm glad you brought that up. Why do they all assume that he's gone? Like, so he's been missing for some time, but why wouldn't we think, oh, he's fled the
Right,
country?
right. I would be more apt to believe that than that
Yeah,
somebody's
he's
like
gone
snuffed him
underground.
out and just like he's vanished the body. That seems a little
Yeah,
less
but they're all
likely.
acting like, oh, it's such a relief. What a
Yeah.
relief. He's
I
gone. I'm
know.
like, how, why
I
do you
know.
think that? I mean, we know that he's
Yeah.
gone.
Right. I know. Yeah. True. True.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that seems like an oversight in how, you know, they
Mhm.
they should be putting in just some mention of like I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, but I'm, pretty
Mhm.
sure he's probably gone or something to
Mhm.
make it
Yeah.
more
Right.
plausible because you wouldn't just
Mhm.
jump to that conclusion.
You wouldn't, especially if you know you're in a soap opera.
Right? Because it's like a horror movie where you know he's gonna
Yeah.
pop back up when you least,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, yeah, that's a good point, Gia, because everybody was seeming very comfortable,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it kept making me think, Wait a minute, do they know that somebody killed him?" You know? But they don't. Of
No,
course
they
they don't, because
don't.
it's Joss. They're just I guess maybe everybody's just assuming Jason did it and he's gonna get away with it or whatever, and they're not mad at him because, it was Cyrus and nobody's
It
gonna
was
miss him.
because nobody's gonna miss him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah, so what did you think of, Joss's decision to join the WSB?
Well, I was thinking when he rattled off all of the things, all of the sort of conditions, and that might have been Monday. Was that Monday when he did that? When he sort of pitched the
Mm,
job to her? I was
yeah, it was
thinking,
earlier,
I was
yeah.
thinking of you and me. And if like, let's say we had been pulled into his office and he like
To
offered us the
join the
job with
yeah.
those things, what would I say? I don't know.
What would you
Maybe.
say?
What would I say? I mean, the idea of not being able to tell anybody. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
that
a
seems
tall
impossible,
order. That's impossible.
and
Maybe
she
everybody
won't.
knows. No, how could she possibly keep that away from her mom or even Trina, who was seeming quite sort of intuitive that Joss was sort of off, the last time she saw her with the
Um,
phone stuff. But
yeah, I think she but she's way better at covering for herself, and I mean, she's been
yeah.
more adept at lying than I mean, like, think about Lois with her big secret right now.
Oh,
Jesus, I mean,
yeah,
she's
she does not
ridiculous.
have a poker face at all. Yeah,
No.
Joss is so far beyond
Yeah, she's
anybody else on this
miles.
show.
Yeah, so she'll keep
Yeah,
it for a good long time, I think. But I think with her mother, I mean, that to me is
yeah,
the relationship that would really get to her the most, I would think, not telling her
yeah,
mother.
totally, totally, and yeah. So I don't know how that would go. And it just seems like sacrificing an awful lot, but at the same time, I guess it could be really exciting if that's the sort of thing
If
you're
that's if
into,
that
you
floats
know?
your boat, yeah.
And if you really believe and can actually make a difference, but I don't think we've ever seen a WSB person make a difference for the better, have we?
No, but mostly it's been Anna.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
she's a colossal letdown.
I know.
I
Yeah,
liked
she's
how Joss brought Dex back into it because I'd kind of
yeah.
forgotten about him, and I
Mhm.
sort of was believing her belief that he wanted to do good in the world. It's like
Mhm. Mhm.
I think that might have been true, that little fella.
Yeah, I think that is true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I liked
So,
her making it a little bit,
mhm.
meaningful that she was
Mhm.
gonna
Yeah.
make a difference. And I bet she'll be killing people left and right. I mean, he
I
said she
know.
doesn't have to. She should have said, "But can I? Is it all right if I do?" Like,
I mean, if nobody would miss them, would it be all right if I
yeah.
killed them?
Am I 007 or the United States equivalent? Like, what is the US equivalent of that? Is there one?
Oh, 007? I don't think so.
And do we have an M?
You mean like M5 or whatever?
Have you not ever seen a James Bond movie?
Oh, shit. Oh, here we go. My stock has just plummeted. No, but I can name at least 3 Coldplay songs.
Oh, who's the winner here? So in the most recent Bonds with
Mhm.
what's
Daniel
his
Craig,
name? Daniel
your
Craig,
boy.
yeah. So
Uh-huh.
Judi Dench played M, which
Ah,
is like
okay.
the supervisor.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think it is for M5, but
Okay.
anyway, so like the boss, and he's
Mhm.
they're always exasperated with Bond because he's always
Mhm. I
going
see.
rogue or
Right,
whatever.
right. Uh-huh.
So I was just
Okay.
wondering about like what's our situation with who's
Yeah.
doing this kind of espionage in our
I guess the CIA, I guess, and I don't know if they have the same sort of structure as they
was the
do in
CIA the one that who was it? Is it Hoover? Who was like the
yeah, I
like
think so.
cross-dressing
Was that
closeted?
oh,
Is that
geez, why do we
FBI or is that?
why do we gotta go there? Maybe that
I was
was the
just thinking,
FBI.
what an interesting story
Yeah,
that had to have been, or whatever
yeah,
was going on there.
yeah,
Like,
former director of the FBI, yeah.
was that Hoover?
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, that's got to be some juicy stuff in there, right?
I guess so, yeah, sure,
I
sure,
should
yeah.
look into that next time I go to the library like a dork. But
Okay.
well, like really, like isn't that
Mhm.
interesting that somebody that would be the head of all that covert stuff would have
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
covert thing going on?
uh-huh. Yeah, true. Mhm. Mm.
It's spicy. I like it.
Okay, well, that's good. Glad
Okay.
that's,
Anyway,
yeah,
wouldn't that be cool if Brennan turns out to be like
a
to have that kind
cross-dresser?
of a yeah, like a whole other side that we would find
Yeah,
out about later.
uh-huh. I guess so, yeah, so are we kinda
You're not really sold on this.
I don't know, I don't know how far they can go down this storyline, because it almost seems like a whole new show, you know what I mean? Like, are
I'm
they gonna
yeah, I don't know. I'm
I
excited
mean,
about it.
I think also maybe their agenda is to try to maybe pull in some younger viewers, if
Oh
there was
yeah,
more
yeah.
action and Joss was sort of at the forefront. But it seems like they'd have to really get everybody else to start chipping in for their wardrobe and their hair if they're going to pour resources into Joss's storyline. And are they going to
Yeah,
be
and
willing to
especially if
do that?
if she's gonna need those like suspension
Yeah,
things,
the
like Mission
suction cups and
Impossible
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cars
so
that can suddenly drive underwater and fly and
mhm,
that
mhm.
kind of.
All of those things, yeah, she'll need all the trappings of the
Did
spy.
you see Casino Royale?
I think you know the answer to that.
Did you see like have you seen any like Roger Moore or Sean Connery
Yeah,
ones?
I saw some of the older ones, yes, but,
Yeah,
and I know you love the Daniel Craig ones, because,
I do, but I love the older ones too. I like them
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it's been well documented here that you're a Bond girl. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I were a Bond girl.
I
I do
know.
not
That would
have
be
what it
funny.
takes to be a Bond girl, and I
That
never
would be
did.
a
Never did.
contest, huh? To win a spot as a Bond girl.
To be a Bond girl. Man, oh man. I
And
know,
if
and
they
it's
had to
so
stick with whoever won it, even if it was you.
even if it was me. And why it appeals to me, it's so ridiculously sexist, like, I don't know, just that era, that
Yeah,
60s, 70s
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it was sexist, but the women were also kinda kick-ass, so it was sort of like they had it both
Yeah,
ways,
there
right?
was a lot of badass stuff going on, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Mhm. Anyway, yeah.
anyway, sorry, I keep going off. It's the spy stuff, it just gets me going.
It seems
Um,
to, yeah. But how do we
yeah.
feel about Brennan these days? Because he's a little bit,
Yeah.
uh, he's got he's very much softer and sort of, I don't know if he's more
Softer?
likable with Carly. Like he just seems like he doesn't seem as like he's menacing at all. He
Do
seems
you
like he
mean with this particular actor softer than the
yeah.
other one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and I guess
Oh.
both, because the old Brennan didn't seem like he still seemed like he had an edge even when he was with Carly, and they were both, about to,
I guess I
m
have a slightly different take on this guy, I think.
go
Like
ahead.
I feel like the original Brennan, like he always had like a little smile was lurking, like a little
Yeah,
smirk, like he
yeah,
was
right,
smirky all the time, like he was
right, yeah.
laughing about something.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have that at all.
This guy is much more serious though. Like to me he seems a little more sinister.
Well, I wasn't thinking he was sinister except when he's in the office and even when he's kind of talking with Joss or so. Like he's got his office sort of personality, but then I thought when he
Yeah.
was with Carly, like just the two of them, he
Then
seemed
he's
more like,
yeah.
I don't know,
He's got
like
a
a
little
regular
more like a
guy.
dash of soccer dad at that
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't
Yeah.
have the swagger that the other Brennan did, you
Yeah,
know.
I miss the swagger.
I know. I know.
Love the swagger.
Yeah. So
Um,
it was an interesting choice, I guess, this guy.
yeah.
Or
I feel
just an
like this guy
accident, you know?
seems a little like there's a coldness to him,
Yeah, yeah.
um, that the
Mhm.
other one didn't have. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he doesn't have, like, as much nuance, I think,
Yeah.
or as
Yeah.
many layers or something.
But what happened? Like, seemed to me like we had an episode where Carly was like, we haven't defined this, so I'm putting the brakes on.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
And then today she's all flirty
Yeah,
flirty. Like, what
she's
have
right
you
in
been
his
up to? I'm
face.
like, what,
Yeah,
didn't you
yeah.
just say,
Mhm.
forget it?
Yeah,
Like, because you won't tell me what this is? And it's like, who
yeah.
knows what this, why do we, what
It's
did she want
very
there for
it's
intent?
very early to try to figure out
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know. But it made me once again go, did I misread that? Didn't she just say we're
Yeah.
like putting the
Uh-huh.
kibosh on this?
Yeah, well, it seems like that's also a trend. Like that conversation could have been more interesting, more meaningful, or something. It could have
Yeah.
been at least more rang true a little bit more because she doesn't seem like the type of person who would be wanting to, like,
Yeah.
lock it down
Yeah.
immediately,
Pin it down. Like, are you moving in next week or what? Because
Yeah,
otherwise,
yeah.
yeah.
And then also, I thought another conversation that was kind of weird was the one between Brooklyn and Chase, where he presented the idea of Finn, and she sort of had her whole reaction to it. And even though when Chase was talking to Dante, all of a sudden it did make more sense why there would be reservations, or when she was talking with her mom. But when she was
Yeah.
talking to Chase, something about it seemed like, I don't know if she's making a great case I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was just me not, I don't know. Just seemed a little weird.
Yeah, I also didn't like I was just thinking like what young couple like how it's so unhealthy to be living in this house where your mother just goes in and out of your bedroom like that,
Yeah.
and you have these
Yeah.
big I mean, I was close with my mother, I'd say, but
Mhm.
I sure wasn't sharing that kind of,
Yeah. And it all
I mean, maybe
seems,
I don't know, but
well, yeah, and it seems so
mm,
soon also to be, churning through all of this stuff. I think all
Yeah.
these like the options and things like that already. I don't know. I mean, I get that Chase is motivated to try to fix this for her, but
Well, I think he was trying to fix it for him with
yeah,
that
yeah,
idea,
yeah. So
but
he's
yeah,
bringing something to the table, even if it's his brother's
his
sperm.
brother, yeah, which nobody brought up, but would they be concerned that that the
It would
baby
be
would
it.
have an alcoholic, have
Right,
that
right. Yeah,
tendency? I don't know, but
yeah. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. The whole overwrought stuff with those two is
Yeah,
a little tiresome, I
it
think.
is. I don't and we got it from 3 angles basically, so it
Yeah,
was all
yeah,
like, like something here has to be more effective for us to wanna be put through
yeah.
this, you know?
I'm just tired of seeing Brooklyn's anguished face,
Yeah, yeah, right, right. Yep,
which
and then
is
they'll
kind of all we
throw
see.
right, and whenever the geo piece of it gets thrown into it, we're gonna
Oh
see,
my
like,
gosh,
all of this all over again, and it's
it's gonna
just
be
gonna be
overload. Yeah,
yeah, so that's unfortunate that all of that is gonna take up a lot of space, you know?
yeah, and the other stuff that I thought was like, was it weird or was it just padding? The whole
Mm,
Tracy with the
mm,
Quartermain last name with
mhm.
Drew, like
Yeah, yeah,
it seemed, I don't know, like
yeah.
it just seemed sort of drummed up to throw in today for
Mhm,
some reason.
mhm.
And
Yeah,
and
I thought so too.
I think people like she and Martin together, and I thought, was it
Mhm,
just a way to get Martin to interact with her again? I
mhm,
don't know.
maybe, yeah, but that did seem sort of like a weird I don't know, I don't know, unnecessary little device, I guess, to create more drama, you know? And then you have this whole, like, property thing that Martin threw out,
Oh
it's like,
yeah, that was weird.
"Seriously?" Like, they
Yeah,
wouldn't have surveyed the property? I don't know,
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
So there was, yeah, we're kind of in complaining mode now, but
yeah, I guess we are.
just it
Anything
just seemed a little flailing with those
yeah,
scenes.
flailing's kind of a good word for it, I think, yeah, like not taking the time to really, like, play things out, you know?
Yeah, like what is this gonna, like where are we going from this? And yeah,
Yeah, but alright, to
short-sighted writing, you'd say.
short-sighted, yeah, but I'll tell you one thing that I liked, maybe 2
I wish
things.
you would. What do you like?
Okay. Well, first, and I'm wondering if you thought the same thing. Lucky wakes up. I didn't like it so much that Lulu kept that to herself for a little while, but when Elizabeth finally came in and just like kissed him, I thought, Are they trying to make up for the bad kiss with the replacement guy?" You know?
Maybe, yeah. She was probably like, I am due a kiss with this good-looking
with
guy.
with my pal. So I kind of like that she was bold like that. And then I also I like the scene with him and Laura when Laura came in and he said like a feeling of peace washed over him,
Yeah, that was sweet. I like
you
that too.
know.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
also the scene with Sonny I really liked. I liked the dynamic
I
there.
liked the bringing up the Luke thing. Normally, I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, sort of like poo-poo that sort of stuff, but I kind of like, and just the way that, because I was like, oh yeah, he called him cowboy, and
Mhm.
because that
Yep.
was a great relationship, the Luke and
Yeah,
Lucky,
it
when Lucky was
was.
a kid. That was a great,
Yeah. That was a
really
pretty nice
believable
yeah.
father-son thing going on.
Yeah, very distinct, yeah, but so I liked all of like, that whole sequence, and I think maybe what the bottom line was, I do really like having Lucky back, I think, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I
So,
um I wanted to mention that in defense of our current Lulu, who
yeah.
we've both found, what is the word? A little like obnoxious, like since
Yeah,
she woke
and
up.
even I wanna say, like, strident, would
I
that be
wanted
a
to say
word?
strident, but I feel like that word has a lot of weight.
Okay, so what would be a less
In
weight?
the sense of
Yeah,
feminism, women are often labeled strident,
okay, okay, or
you know,
shrill, yeah,
shrill. Yeah.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
I don't know what the word is. Anyway, I was gonna say, I on my Facebook I have something called like classic soaps or something, and they show old
Uh-huh.
scenes,
Uh-huh.
and some old hospitals have popped up with original Lulu,
Our
and
original tomboy, yeah.
yeah, and everyone I clicked on, she was like reading somebody the riot act or being really,
Uh-huh.
really mouthy, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
maybe they
Okay.
are kind of going, like
Okay.
one scene she was like giving it to Maxie over
Mhm.
Maxie,
Mhm.
um, trying to what was it? Maxie tried to tell Lucky she was pregnant with his baby or something and got him hooked on booze again. I was like, I don't
Oh,
remember any of
yeah.
this stuff.
Uh-huh. Right, right, yeah.
And then some other scene, she was chewing out Elizabeth, but she was very,
Mhm.
very um, mouthy, I guess. So
Okay.
anyway, I just wanted to say, okay, so maybe they aren't as far off with this Lulu
Right,
as
right.
maybe I'm
Yeah, okay.
misremembering that Lulu a little bit.
Maybe I am too. Maybe the like whatever sort of
Maybe our
quality she
interim
had.
Lulu
Yeah, it's
was
faded
a
a little
little,
bit. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
softer or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think she was. She was a different type of a character, the
Yeah.
one between these 2. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Point taken, Gia.
But I guess I didn't mind that she didn't go tell everybody that he was awake yet. She was stealing a few minutes with her
Yeah,
brother.
I know, that's exactly what it was, and maybe it wasn't that long, it's hard to say, like, if it was just really a couple minutes, then, she
And
can be
I kind of
forgiven.
liked her like thing about, like, yeah, you're stealing my thunder. That's my,
Mhm,
the
yeah,
coma thing is my thing.
yeah, uh-huh,
It's
yeah.
a little bit funny.
A little bit, yeah, yeah, there were
Yeah.
some funny moments, some little funny moments here and there. Oh, we haven't talked about the whole Jason getting arrested, Drew not providing him with an alibi much, like the fallout.
What a let's come up with a creative word for Drew. I
You
mean, we've
mean
already
not
used so
not
many
the
like
usual?
scumbag or
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
you knew it was coming. You knew it
Yeah,
was
you
coming.
did. Yeah. Yeah, this
Um,
guy. Uh,
yeah, this guy. And I
mm,
loved like I would have loved if somebody had done a meme where they had like shown daggers actually shooting out of Jason's eyes
yeah.
at his brother because I mean that
Yeah,
look was
yeah.
so mean. He
That was
was like,
pretty good. That was pretty good, I thought.
yeah,
Sometimes, Jason not saying anything doesn't always work, but today I thought it
yeah, that
did.
was
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I do like how they're setting up. I mean, when Willow comes to
Ugh,
her senses, it's gonna
yeah,
be so
yeah,
freaking painful for her. Like,
yeah,
she's
right.
gonna be eating crow and feeling like
Mhm.
such a piece of shit about herself
Yeah, yeah. I know
for
you
having
almost want
swallowed all his
Jason to
lie.
go to jail, like you kind of want that to play out a bit. So, she has to think
Yeah,
back to all the suffering he endured because, her
because yeah,
man.
the little loyal girlfriend, she just like he wouldn't lie. Why would he wouldn't
And
lie?
yeah,
It's like,
and I liked Carly's fierceness, like, beside
yeah,
Jason, I mean, of course that's just going to antagonize Drew, but I like that she's always going to be that person for Jason,
yeah, right, yeah, yeah. I mean, you should be so lucky to have her as a friend, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Um, well, the two of them, their loyalty to each other is pretty
Yep.
amazing.
Yep. Mhm. And then you have, like, Anna, who's acting like his friend, sort of, but
Yeah,
only like, there's definitely conditions, which, makes sense because she's a cop and everything, but she still seems to kinda want more from him than he should expect from her, you know?
yeah, and I don't know. I feel like he should be saying like, "Are we friends?" She's like, "I risked my career for you," and
Yeah.
I'd like to have him say like, "Give me two examples where you actually risked your career." Because I
Yeah.
can't really think what she did that
Right. I mean,
for him.
yeah, and she's the one that let Valentine escape and everything, which was,
Over and over, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, she's not
No,
reliable.
not over and over. She let, Peter escape over and over,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah, she has a long history of letting people escape. And he's having to tell her, like, that professionals took care of Cyrus, like, it feels like she's not really putting that together. Like, she says, "Oh, I'm gonna find the body." Like, yeah, good luck. You? Maybe maybe Joss could, but
Yeah,
you know.
that's good. Yeah, I know. It's like the Keystone Cops. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish they just were sort of I wish there was an awareness that she was kind of incompetent. It could almost be funny, I think, if like,
Yeah. If they
everybody
started
was,
making. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, even if
Yeah.
she could acknowledge that, you know what, I'm not that good.
Yeah, yeah. Could would you mind, like, can you back me up on this with your gun? Because I don't know what it is. I've got to check my prescription. But
Or Elizabeth, I have this case that's hard to crack. Do you think
Elizabeth,
you could go gather some
do
evidence
you have
for me?
like I know you work double shifts all the time and everything, but if you have just a little, just a skosh of free time, if you and Lucky could just go sniff
Yeah,
around a
just
little bit,
yeah,
yeah,
please. I just, I'm struggling. Oh,
struggling. I'm glad Dante is not portrayed as such an ineffective cop. Like
right,
I
right.
kind of
Yeah.
believe him a little bit more, but
I do too. Yeah, yeah.
she is all talk and
Yeah.
fashion. I mean, she does
Right,
strike a
right.
pose. I mean, she's believable wardrobe wise,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
love her office. Like I would love an office like that with
Mhm.
a couch
Mhm.
and everything. It's really
Yeah.
nicely decorated, and there's fresh
Yeah.
flowers all the time.
Uh-huh. Right,
It's
right. It's
so not like Hill Street Blues.
right, that metal sort of desk and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. All together in a pool. Yeah.
it's not like Bernie Miller.
It's not like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, it's like a nice apartment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh god.
Um, what about let's see if we can extract all the fun out of Trina
And
and
Kai, yeah,
Kai.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going there next, yeah. Well, there wasn't a ton of fun for me in that scene, I didn't think. And actually, I thought his painting was better than hers, but that's just me.
Yeah, but they were both just like what you see when people post their like, well, we did a drunken paint night, Those things are awful. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I apologize to everybody out there that's done this. I mean, great idea. Great
Yeah.
idea. But
Yeah.
come on, people, like have a creative bone in your body, like
Yeah, you can stray. You can stray from the plan if you want to. You won't be arrested.
you don't have to put the sun in the corner and the little flying bee birds.
No, no, you do. You do. You put the sun in the corner, but everything else you can change. Don't listen to Gia.
His at least had some I mean she did in her defense, she did say like I'm not so good at this,
Yeah.
she's
But she
more
was
of an
acting like
art
she was
lover and
better
a
than him,
historian.
right? She sort of acted
Yeah,
like
she
his
was a
was she
little
was
bit.
teasing him
Yeah.
about his. It's like his
Yeah.
has like this depth in the middle of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you
But
remember that
anyway.
Kink song called Art Lover? Wasn't that
Yeah,
Kink
we've
song?
talked about that song before. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
we?
Yeah. Maybe not here, but I think we
Oh,
were talking about like the context was, I think, sort of the context of the song in a way. Like sometimes a beautiful woman's body, you just admire it sort of from like an artistic standpoint. It's a work of art.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then we
like a
talk
Bond
about that
girl.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. Or maybe somebody who's not that sort of like conventionally sort of beautiful.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we did talk about that not that long ago, and it was kind of one of those moments like I was thinking it and you said it, and I was like, wow. Sometimes we are
Wow.
right in sync,
Sometimes, yeah, every
but then
now and
other
then.
times you don't want to put the sun in the corner, and I think, who is this person?
With the rays coming out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, um,
Uh,
but what did you think? Did you feel their chemistry at all this time? Huh, that seems like maybe a no.
I guess, I mean, she's being very cute about it, and like when she
Mhm.
was talking to um Aunt
Stella?
Stella,
Yeah.
like she was cute. Like I feel like she's got a little of that giddiness that she should
Yeah.
have. But when
Uh-huh.
they're together, I
Mhm.
don't really. I'm not feeling it. I don't know. They're saying the right
Yeah.
words, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Part of me
know.
thought at some point, like, in there, she was gonna, like, pull back because, like, Spencer or something or fear of losing somebody would have, like, crept into her
Yeah,
mind, but I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if that was it or if it was just some sort of, like, a I don't know, lack of energy.
Do you think they have chemistry?
Well, I don't know. It seems like their lines are kind of, like, predictable in a way. There's nothing sort of unusual about them, like,
Which
her
is
sort of
funny because I feel like they're trying to give us something unusual with this art aspect,
right,
like
but it feels like it's sort of, like, so, I don't know, deliberate or something, like, the way she talks
very
to
white
him.
bread.
Yeah, like, she's some sort of art expert or something and, like, evaluating him as an art student, like, something about it seems too rigid or something, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
They're trying.
Yeah,
And they talked
maybe.
about the friend some more, so I feel like maybe he is going to get pulled into our plot a little. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I could see her, like, the 2 of them getting into an argument over Kai,
Yeah.
definitely, and I mean, I kinda like Kai, I mean, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's believable as kind of like how can I put this? Like um what's the movie? The Way We Were?
Mhm.
Is it Hubble? Hubble?
I
Is
don't
that
know,
his name?
Gia. I don't know, Gia, never
Robert
saw it.
Redford? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I
How
like
can it's
funny
like we're in
movies.
different pla
If you wanna talk about What About Bob, I can answer all your
Oh
questions.
my god. Well, it's just hard when you don't have a basis, of like a cultural
You
like
think that sort of should
icons.
be common
It's
knowledge? Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
so Robert Redford plays this character that is like, um, the football star. I mean, it's so long ago, I
Uh-huh.
don't even remember, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like the
Uh-huh.
golden god that everything went
Right.
right in his life and everything,
Uh-huh.
and if he's
Uh-huh.
and she's got like more darkness to her or whatever. And I
Mhm.
feel like anyway, this Kai guy, I can see him. He's
Hmm.
believable as that guy that everything
Uh-huh.
came to him easily,
Yeah,
and
and now
he's the big star. And
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
um,
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying Trina's like the one who's had a harder life or whatever, but I just believe him as like the big
Yeah.
man on campus, and now
Mhm.
we're going to be seeing him kind of
Right,
like
just a
struggle
regular
when he
guy.
didn't yeah didn't he doesn't even know the concept of having to struggle a little bit, because
Mhm. Yeah.
if you're just beautiful and you're walking around and you're beautiful and you're talented and you're athletic and all, if stuff has always come easily to you,
Mhm.
um you know I don't
Yeah.
know.
But
So
he
he's
does seem
believable as that because he's sort of
yeah.
like a blank. He's a little bit blank seeming to me or something.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, but I think he does have enough character that he's gonna be okay?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they can work with that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that maybe that's why I'm not feeling chemistry yet because
Mhm. Mhm.
he's just a bit of a you know
Yeah.
like when
Mhm.
he walked over. Who was it that he said not to? Oh, he was talking to Cyrus in the bar. When he went over
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
was like
Uh-huh.
gonna like defend. And it was
Right.
like how ridiculous that he thought him
Yeah.
walking over there was gonna.
Make a
Like he's
difference. Yeah.
a little bit of that Dudley Do Right. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just beating a
Mhm.
dead horse here now. But
Maybe it's just hard to put a finger on what's not exactly working there. It's not
yeah,
necessarily the characters or the I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
they look cute
mm,
in their little jumpsuits, their little
yeah.
coverall.
Uh-huh. That seemed like a fun idea to be able to go to a museum and just have a big canvas there for you to paint on?
Yeah, I felt like there should have been alcohol there, the like a paint night.
Yeah, yeah, have a bar. Ooh, that would be a cool
Yeah.
concept, wouldn't it? A bar with the art supplies and stuff so you could get drunk and paint.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. I mean, have you ever done those paint nights?
Well, usually they're at, like, libraries and stuff, right?
Oh, they do them at libraries?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Are they
Mhm.
allowed to bring alcohol in a library?
Yeah, yeah, I think you can. I mean, they couldn't
I
sell it
know
at the
you like
library, but
you were probably bringing a flask every day when you were a
we
librarian, but
had
that
to.
was
We had to. It's a fucking
covert
nightmare working as a librarian.
fucking right. All these books. I'm so tired of these books.
And the stink of borrowing. Ugh.
The stink of borrowing. Does it have a scent?
No.
Borrowing?
But I mean, definitely there's different librarian experiences, and I've had like the best, the easiest librarian experience. And then you have the ones where like your daily people that come in are rapists and murderers. And
Sure,
that'll
sure.
bum you
But
out,
they
you
need
know.
to renew their books too.
They're just renting the Fast and Furious DVDs. Don't kid yourself.
They got to renew those too.
Yeah, they're like, do you have number 4? It's like, oh fuck. I don't know what number 4 is called.
Is that like is that like a thing, like a red flag? Like if you rent out the Fast and the Furious, you've probably
You're a sex offender?
yeah. Like is that like
Um
fine?
no, I don't think so. Although you develop sort of a sense of who
You
you're
get a
going to find
spidey sense.
on the
Yeah.
registered sex offender list. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
But
interesting.
anyway, that's a bit of a departure. Sorry.
You just never know what we're going to talk about, really.
No, you don't. You don't. But anyway, where were we? Oh, let's
Oh,
go.
Kai,
Let's
yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I guess so. I like what they're trying to do there, but it's not. It
Mhm.
doesn't feel fully cooked yet. I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe, I mean, I don't know, but it's kind of too bad that Joss has been like plucked from the scene, because sometimes it helps to have other people in the mix, you know, to see how a
Yeah,
person's going to
yeah,
behave, you know.
yeah. Right.
So maybe if they hang out with Geo and that awful Emma, maybe.
I remember when I was in high school, I had I don't know if you'd call him a boyfriend, a guy I went out with for a little while, and
Okay.
he was not in my high school. He was actually older, and
Uh-huh.
I kind of like kept him to myself for a while,
Uh-huh.
and because he was I don't know. Anyway, I was afraid to introduce him to my two
Yeah.
friends who you've met,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
as
Right.
predicted, they just put like the pin in that balloon and just burst
Huh.
the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
and then
Yeah.
and then I saw him through their eyes, and I was like, oh yeah, this is ridiculous.
Oh, interesting. Wow, we've never talked about that before. That's interesting.
Oh well, it
Okay.
wasn't any deep anything. It was just like it was the guy. He was like a friend of a
Mhm.
friend that was going out with another friend who went to a
Mhm.
different high school. So it was just
Uh-huh.
sort of a separate thing. And I
Yeah.
remember being like, just like I kind of wanted to hold it
Yeah.
away from
Yeah.
them
Protect it a
because
little bit. Uh-huh.
I knew they would be hypercritical, and
Yeah.
they were right. But
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
But
But you
I
got
was
to
just
get
thinking
there
about
yourself.
like I wonder what Joss would think of Kai. Would she, like because you
Mhm.
when you're that age, you talk endlessly about the
Mhm.
guys and the
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I think she would like Kai, and I think he would like
Yeah,
her. I mean, in a way, they would be better suited for each other.
yeah, because they're both like the sporty thing and the
Yeah,
competition.
jocks, but
And, yeah,
smart, you know, hardworking kind of. I mean, you
yeah,
know, Trina's
yeah.
great too. But I just don't like the sort of tone she takes when she's talking about like the art stuff with
She's a
him.
little bit like didactic.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
just like, yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
She's, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm still drifting back in my head. Like I remember
Ooh.
like thinking about like if I found out like some guy if they liked some particular band like Coldplay or something that wasn't they didn't exist back then because they weren't born yet. But like it matters so much
Yeah.
what music they were into
Oh,
or
yeah.
what books they'd read
Yeah.
or what movies they liked or whatever. Like I would have
Mhm.
not, I would have been like, nope, I'm not interested in that guy because they like blah blah blah.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
that
I'm still
funny to
that
think about?
way. Yeah. Although finding somebody whose tastes overlap with mine would probably be difficult, which is maybe
Your
why.
Venn diagram, it would be interesting to, yeah,
Yeah.
over. I mean, but you still talk to me, and we don't have
Right.
too hell of a lot in the middle of our Venn
No,
diagram.
like Ricky Lee Jones, Neil Young, is that it?
Yeah, I mean, and then you've
Evil
got the
people.
huge George Thorogood blob on your side.
Ouch. Ouch. Why did I let this happen?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of. Well, I think we have some of the same hatreds.
Yeah, that's probably true. And we both like
Yeah,
Steely Dan and
and
Michael
it's fun to
McDonald and stuff
share
like that.
hatred. Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun to share hatred. That's true.
That's a beautiful phrase.
Everybody sing along. It's fun to share hate.
Embroider that on a pillow or
Yeah.
something.
Oh dear.
Anyway, but it is. I do kind of like these young people storylines because
I do too. I
it
do
gives me
too.
a little like go back in my fuzzy head with nostalgia about those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life has so much possibility at that point, and you're so giddy with
Mhm.
it all.
Mhm. Yeah, and at no point am I thinking, "Oh, they're the kids," I'm interested
Yeah,
in them as much as any of the adults,
yeah,
you know?
definitely.
It's just
Maybe
when you go
more so.
younger, like to Wiley, then I'm out.
Then you're like, that's it.
Yep. Sorry.
Poor Wiley. Poor little Wiley. He's a cute little boy.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, okay. Hey, what else happened? Who else do we need to discuss here?
Well, we had a little bit of the scene at Drew's new house. Maxie left the safe combination for Nina, right?
Oh,
Or
right. Yeah,
told her it was there, which all seemed very convenient that they had the
yeah,
conversation about the safe, and then Nina needs the combination to the safe.
yeah.
Uh,
Little
you
bit
know,
heavy-handed. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
shout out on Maxie's outfit too. I like that a lot.
yeah,
The
yeah.
little
She had a sweater, but it was over
the
that frilly
sweater.
thing. So,
Yeah, the frilly thing with the
hmm
yeah. I like
hmm
these contrasts of like a
yeah.
rough material and then a frilly, a
Mm,
girly thing, and then
yeah, yeah, uh-huh, okay,
yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, good for
yeah. So
Maxie.
we had that. And
Mhm.
I like that Drew and Nina are like I like that he said like implied that Nina's jealous of her daughter.
Yeah,
I mean, he
yeah.
is cruising for such a freaking bruise, and
Oh, yeah, he's gonna fall hard, isn't he,
I
someday?
think he's gonna get murdered.
Yeah, maybe,
And I mean,
Gia.
everybody's gonna be a suspect. Everybody.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, and there's also it seems like there's a lot of hatred flying around town, just not with him, but, like, Sidwell's another one that everybody's
Oh
got a
God, yeah.
feeling. Yeah, he's another one, like, you see him coming, he's, like, wily, like, "Yeah, I don't need this scene," you know?
And he's a close talker. I mean, you see how like he was
Yeah.
so in Lucy's space today.
Ugh, yeah, how
Like,
I
yeah.
wish I wish she was properly schooled in what kind of a guy this is, and then I wouldn't mind, like, if she still played this game with him, but knew that.
Well, I was thinking like, doesn't she know? I mean, why didn't after hearing what Lulu said about
Mhm.
he's the one
Yeah,
who tried to kill
yeah.
my brother?
Right, right.
Well, anybody else would have probably checked that out, but Lucy,
Mhm. Mhm.
because because she's mercenary,
Right,
has
right.
chosen to ignore that,
But do
or
you think she filed it as away as the truth, or do you think she just is interested
I
in making some dough and whatever else this guy can
I
give
think
her?
she's interested in making some dough, and so she's rationalized that that was a
Uh-huh.
lie or whatever.
Uh-huh.
She just doesn't
Yeah.
want to see it as true because
Yeah. Uh-huh. Because it inconveniences
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't go with
Mhm.
what she wants to do.
Mhm.
Get out of
Mhm.
this guy.
Right.
And
Right.
so she's
Okay.
like, "Oh, that's just Lulu being dramatic or whatever,"
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
Uh-huh.
she heard something very bad about him,
Uh-huh.
but
Mhm.
she
Yeah.
doesn't want to believe it. So she's just
Right.
and I think ultimately it's because she is mercenary.
Yeah, that's true. She always has been.
So I don't know, but yeah,
Mm.
he was creeping me out with her on the
Yeah.
couch,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, with there, I'd totally forgotten the Sasha thing until
Yeah, I
Carly brought
know.
that kidnap. I was like, oh right,
Right. Yeah. So,
how
come
has this
on.
guy gotten away with everything?
Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird one.
But
And
yeah. Oh, so back to Drew at the house. I don't know. Do you think that there's a little bit of suspicion sneaking up on Willow's brain about like when they got back there and she and Willow is kind of discussing like, I can't believe that Carly did this, and I can't believe.
Mm-hmm.
You think she's
Mm-hmm.
like poking around trying to see if he'll I don't know.
She seemed like she was deciding to be willfully naive there, you know?
I guess so, yeah.
And it
Yeah.
seemed like he played a little game with her when he's like, "Do you have any questions?" Like, sort of forcing her to decide if she was going to believe him completely or take some time to think about what happened. So he kind of forced her hand a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And she's sort of decided, "Oh, well, we'll move in," you know?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, what was she took a day where she thought that would be,
yeah.
because Wiley still, Michael is his father and he wants
Mhm.
them to be a family and suddenly like
Mhm.
and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's got come to her senses a little bit and then a day later
Yeah, she's all in, I
she's
think.
all totally in. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
tired of hiding their love.
Right, right. They didn't want to
Ugh,
hurt anyone. Really didn't.
'cause they just fell for each other and on the basis of nothing.
Yeah, the fireworks, Gia. They're
Oh yeah, it
fireworks.
was July 4th. I every July 4th I fall in love with somebody new.
Yeah, yeah. Me
Yeah.
too. That's why I stay away from fireworks because I don't want to get a sexually transmitted disease.
Just from whatever guy's standing next to you at the
Yeah.
fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't control myself.
Yeah.
Pyrotechnics, man. Whew.
So romantic. There's all the gunshot sounds and everything. Like,
Yeah, knowing that you're terrifying all the animals within a
yeah.
5-mile radius,
Yeah.
that turns me on.
The
Yeah.
smell of sulfur in the air.
I think we've made our point. So let's keep going.
As if we were ranking all the holidays, July 4th is not like the one that
No.
leads to my most romantic. Oh, July 4th.
Nope, not at all.
The passion. Oh.
Oh god. Yeah.
Uh
Mm.
anyway,
Anywho. Mm.
and then another thing that bothered me, and I don't know, it's because trivia is like all that's on my brain. I miss the big picture. What is
Okay.
it? The
Okay.
forest for the trees thing or something like that?
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the bed couldn't be delivered, Scout's bed.
Yeah, they said it wasn't going to be ready. To me, that meant like, oh, are they getting it made somewhere? And then,
Oh, yeah. But then
but
he
then
was just
he's,
gonna go pick it up.
yeah. So that sounded like it just wouldn't be delivered until like a week from then. So
Yeah.
that was a little bit sloppy to me.
And well, to take it even further and highlight how sloppy it was, they end up going to the police station because he gets called down
Right.
there. Do
Right.
they ever do they go get the bed after that? No, they just come
No.
back.
No.
No mention
No.
of the bed.
No.
So Scout's
Right.
room will not be
Once again,
perfect.
she can sleep in a ball on the floor. Okay.
And where is she now?
They'll fold up a towel or something for her to sleep on.
Where where is she now? Everybody's running around like this guy,
Yeah.
but where she's just at the Quartermaines, I guess.
She- they should just cut to a small child sitting in a corner in a room.
I don't
That
even
would be.
remember what she looks like, this particular Scout. Do you? I have no mental image of
I
Scout.
do sort of. Yeah, she's a cute little girl, and she deserves much much better.
She
Yeah,
really does.
much better.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh
Well, and
boy.
I wanted to see this perfection, this room that
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
like
Right.
every little girl's dream or whatever.
Oh
But
God. Maybe probably Drew and Willa will christen it by having sex on the
oh
floor.
man. Oh, they should do that. Wouldn't that be the scummiest thing they could
I
do is
think
have
so,
those
wouldn't
two?
it? Or like they get the bed and they think, "Oh, maybe we should test it."
Yeah. And just for fun, let's set up the nanny cam and see how we look.
Oh my God. You could hear everybody screaming at home, couldn't
I
you? And then Scout walks in, "Daddy,
know.
isn't that my bed?"
Oh my God. But I mean they are right they are raising him to the level of scumbag that I wouldn't have
Yeah.
thought. I mean, the I mean Jason's eyes when when he
Mhm.
lied and said he wasn't
Mhm.
with or something. But Drew
Mhm.
also had this like look of
Oh, yeah.
demonic glee,
Yeah,
like
totally. He was relishing this
yeah,
opportunity to stick it to Jason. Yeah.
yeah. And
Mhm.
I have brothers, you have brothers, and
Yep.
they do relish the opportunity to like bring the other down in a way that
Mm.
I think a brother and a sister probably don't.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay. Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
didn't were your brothers competitive growing up?
Um, I guess they must have been. I always think of them as like there were 4 of them, so I always think of them like doing stuff together, not necessarily against each other. But maybe I
Uh,
just wasn't around when, because like they'd go golfing or something or, and
but they didn't fight or compete or anything. It was just
uh,
my brothers. My brothers would have
hmm.
knocked out, drag out fights.
Maybe it's different if there's 2 versus 4. I don't know, because like
Yeah,
it was always like in some sport, one of them would sort of accelerate, and then in another sport, another one would be the best, so maybe
yeah,
they all
yeah.
sort of had their
Pick their
area.
own. Yeah, I mean, mine
Yeah.
did that too, but and mine were only a year apart, and
Mhm.
I think that made it, so they were always in school
Yeah.
together, and
Yeah.
so
It
they,
would be hard not to
yeah,
compare yourself to your brother if you were
yeah,
that
yeah.
close. Yeah. Mhm.
But anyway, I was just thinking that that strikes me as very real. That
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
the Jason and Drew story is that they didn't grow up together or anything, but that
Right. Right.
that like need to stick it to each other seems realistic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Whereas both my brothers are really quite protective of me.
Mhm. Yep, same.
Same, which is nice, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Uh-huh.
ultimately they'd be protect each other too, but
I think
they,
so, yeah.
like I think they see like my female otherness as something they need
Mhm.
to like
Mhm.
she's weird, and I'm weird,
Yeah.
so they want to
Sure.
shield
Same.
me from them. Yeah. They,
Yeah.
they they think there's no way she's gonna make it in the world.
How did she make it this far?
Yeah.
And it's a good
I wonder
question.
that myself, yeah.
Me too. This might be the end of the road. Uh,
But anyway, it's kind of fun. I mean,
mhm.
it's it's I don't know, like I still like I don't like Drew, but I'm liking what's going on now
Yeah. Yeah.
more than before because it's
Right.
delicious. It's a
It
little
is
delicious.
true. Yeah, and I kinda like the idea. It would be interesting to see just how evil and nasty he could become with just short of being a murderer, you know? Can he be
Yeah,
just as
yeah,
despicable and awful without actually killing anybody, you know?
yeah. Well, and he's doing the whole
Mhm.
Esplanade thing and trying to bring Sonny down, all that business
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
underhanded. He's a snake
Mhm.
in the grass for sure.
Yep, and he could completely, like, sort of turn Willow into a shell of herself, which would be the ultimate
Yeah,
sort of, like,
yeah.
awful thing.
It's gonna be something when she gets her what comeuppance. Is that what it is?
Yeah, if
Because we
that's
know
how it
she
plays
is
out.
actually a good-hearted person, you know?
Yeah, yeah, she keeps trying to, like, sort of reiterate, like, that she's a good person because she doesn't want the kids to lose touch with Carly and all this,
Yeah, yeah,
all of that stuff. She has to sort of say it out loud, I think, to remind herself that that's
yeah.
who she is, you know?
But she's just kinda under his spell, and so when she
Yeah,
falls,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be something. Oh my god, we're way
Mhm.
over our time. I just looked
We're
at our
way
time.
over our time, Gia,
We
yeah.
better just shut up. Oh my god.
Shut up. Should
Okay.
I
Well, we had some fun.
We did
Oh, but
have some fun.
were you gonna say anything else? You had
Well,
a
is it alright if I plug my other podcast
Of
now?
course, but of course.
Okay, now, hopefully it's not more than you and I right now, but I might plug it again next time.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
But for anybody who's listened for a while, you know that I've had a crush on Ricky Gervais for a long time, and recently I was in sort of a texting kind of a situation with someone I thought was Ricky Gervais. Turn out it's not. And I just to sort of help me work through it, turn this into another podcast with a friend that I work with. And I think the reason I didn't partner up with you on this one, Gia, is because I'm afraid your head would have exploded. It would explode if you had to go through this with me. But I'm thinking now that I was thinking about it a little bit, it would be fun to have you on maybe
Oh my
sometime
God, really?
to maybe,
Okay.
yeah, well, you can think about that. But anyway, if anybody's interested, or if anyone out there has been the victim of some sort of a scam, this will make you feel a lot less stupid, because I don't think you get much dumber than I am in this scenario. So maybe I'll put the link somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but the podcast is called Ricky Gervais, and then in parentheses, robot question mark. And it's on most of the platforms. It's on Podbean. I don't think it's on Apple yet, but if you Google Ricky Gervais robot question mark on YouTube, you should be able to find it there, or on Spotify. So anyway, or you can message us in Facebook or whatever, and I'll put it
Yeah,
there.
send a link. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, if you want to check it out, or at least share it with somebody who might have gone through something like this, it might help somebody. I already got contacted by somebody who
Wow.
had a similar experience. So
I think there's probably more people out there than you realize, and I think it's a
yeah.
really brave thing of you to do to go in and do this podcast about it, and I think it's a way to take your power back. And
Thanks, Gia.
so I haven't listened yet because I
No, I don't
she,
recommend it to
she
you.
told me about this situation, and of course, in classic fashion, I kind of exploded and was not helpful or supportive in the least. But
Oh well, it's
so
hard.
yeah, I
It's
don't know if I
hard.
can listen because I would want to kill this
Yeah,
guy. That's my
yeah. I
problem. But
I
um,
get it. Yeah,
but anyway,
but
I think it's cool to turn it around, put it on its ear, and take power
yeah,
back. And
yeah. And so it's maybe not as light a podcast as this one, but there are some laughs. It's not just completely serious, because I have to laugh, or I don't really know what else to do.
yeah, well,
So
fodder for creativity. For
I
that's
guess
a
so. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, so thank you for listening, everybody. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, cool. All right, well, we will see you in a few days, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens on
Okay,
General
Gia.
Hospital.
Yes, we
All right.
sure will. All right.
Okay.
Good
All right.
night.
Talk to you later. All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.